Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? What's wrong? What's wrong? Music down a bit more. Okay. You're doing great. I'm doing fine. It was kind of a hot mess figuring all this out. Your model is so cute. Thank you. It was I found it on Twitter and it was free, so I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta get it. So I did, and I was able to customize a lot actually. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Let's see. Music down a little bit. Okay. And how is that? Is that better? Okay. So yeah, much better. Thank you. Okay. So so today we're gonna be reading about yokai. I actually only recently got very interested in yokai and myth. I actually have the book that we got at Books a Million, the Japanese yokai. So I still haven't read it yet, but very excited to. And I know I'm not really in ASMR voice mode yet, but I just wanted to get all of this out first. And of course, Laurie is approaching, and I hope he will not be loud. Okay. And this is a website I found and I used when I was making my game called Bakeneko's Curse. It's a horror visual novel, and I might play that sometime on stream, maybe today, maybe some other day. But yeah, this website helped me a lot with finding certain yokai to include in my game. So that's why I wanted to use it again today, including my book. Oh my goodness, your model is super cute. Thank you. I'm so happy with it. And yeah, all the shades of purple I had to include. The this website used to be bookmarked for so long. Shout out to the old yokai OCs. Oh goodness. Okay, where should we start? I guess okay. I'll start ASMR mode now, and I'm going to start off with reading the first page here for anyone who might not know about this website. That's 12 out of 10 adorable. Thank you. Welcome to Yokai.com, the online database of Japanese folklore. This is an illustrated encyclopedia featuring ghosts, monsters, and legendary figures from Japan. All of the entries on this site are based on Japanese sources, including books, paintings, scrolls, prints, and oral tradition. Some have never appeared in English before, while others will be very familiar to fans of Japanese culture. Yokai.com is presented ad-free and is supported solely by readers via this Patreon project. Thanks to our patron support, new articles are translated, illustrated, and posted here regularly, free for everyone in the world to enjoy. To support Yokai.com by becoming a patron, visit this website. And then they have an online shop here where you can find postcards, books, collector's editions of their yokai books. Apparently, hardcovers and collector's editions are extremely limited, and once they are sold out, they will not be produced again until the next printing. Paperbacks and ebooks are available from Amazon or from your local bookseller. I'm wondering if this book I have now is one of those. Maybe not. Yeah, I doubt it. Never mind. Oh, but the book I have is called Japanese Yokai and Other Supernatural Beings, Authentic Paintings and Prints of 100 Ghosts, Demons, Monsters, and Magicians. The author is Andreas Marx. So I was just gonna go in order of the yokai in the book, like read from the book and then also show here on the website. Let's see, who's the first? The first one here is called Abumikuchi. So let's see if it's in here. I forgot there's some yokai magicians, very few, but very noticeable. What? It's not in here? Let's try its other name. It's also known as the Stir-Up Mouth Demon. Oh, here it is. Oh, it has different spelling. Oh, different spelling. Okay. So I'm gonna read from the website first, and then I'll read a little bit from the book. So, the what? The Abumiguchi. In the book it's spelled Abumikuchi. So that's why I called it Abumikuchi, when here it's Abumiguchi, actually. King Boomy's what? Oh my god, stop it. Good lord. Oh wait, there's not much information at all. Huh, okay, well. Here it's translated to stir up mouth. Right. Appearance. Abumiguchi were once stirrups belonging to a warrior who fell in battle. The stirrups were left on the battlefield, forgotten. Upset at losing their purpose, a soldier's implements can transform into Tsukumogami. Like faithful hounds, Abumiguchi wait in the fields for their masters, who will sadly never return. Oh, I need to adjust my mic 1 second. Okay. I'm just going to read, I guess everything on this page, on every page, because there's really not that much text about each one, at least not the early ones. If I get to one with a lot of text, I'll try to summarize it. Okay. How big are the pages? I mean, the book itself is pretty big, but there's lots of pictures, and so that means less words. So how does my model look actually? Like, I don't know if it's capturing me good or not, but either way, let's continue. Eyes closed but adorable. Yeah, I can read with my eyes closed. Didn't you know? Okay, let's go back up here so you can see the picture while I'm reading. Can you hear the pages of the book? It's capturing great from my end. If only we all had that power. Right. Okay. In his book, A Futile Bag of Illustrations of a Horde of Utensils, published in 1784, the painter Toriyami Seikin features several Tsuku no Gami, literally meaning tool spirit, demons that become embedded in 100-year-old tools, household items, and accessories. This actually Myth, if you've done this Genshin quest where the lady possesses like a fan or something, like a handheld fan, this sounds really familiar actually. Um, Nods, nods. This sounds very right. Um, but I think that's a different yokai. Ah, okay. Among them is the Abumiguchi, literally meaning stirrup mouth, a small furry creature formed from the type of stirrup used on a horse's saddle in pre-modern Japan. The poem states that the spirit once belonged to a warrior who was wounded in battle and is waiting for him to return. This might be the samurai Minamoto Tomonaga, second son of Yoshitomo, a general in the clan wars of the 1150s. According to the war epic The Tale of Heiji, during the Heiji Rebellion of 1159, the Minamoto clan led by Yoshitomo were defeated by the Taira clan and the Tomonaga was wounded. An arrow had pierced his left thigh, making it impossible for him to step up into his horse's stirrup. As Tomonaga's condition worsened, thus jeopardizing the retreat of the Minamoto clan, he asked his father to kill him. In the early 15th century, the playwright Kanzei Motomasa wrote a no-play about Tomonaga's final moments, but he altered the ending of the story so that Tomonaga committed suicide instead. Wow, that's very interesting. This yokai is definitely one of the older ones then, huh? If it's like that long ago. Okay. Next we have... Sounds like a nice movie plot, doesn't it? Next we have Aburaname, also known as oil liquor. Huh? Why? Let's do this. Let's see if that pops up anything. Oh, okay, maybe I was too vague with what I'm searching for. Known as what? Oil liquor. I guess she likes it. Oh, or he, or it. It likes it. Oh, also known as filth liquor? Ew. Ew. If you can read this, ew. Okay. Akaname. Wait, it has a different name. It has a different name versus the book. But I mean, I guess they're the same. Just very different but similar kind of name. Ayo. Right? Okay. Anyway, it's the same thing. Akaname. Translation, filth liquor. Habitat, dirty baths, filthy toilets, abandoned homes. Diet, slime, mold, scum, hair, human waste, etc. Its appearance. Akaname are small, goblin-like yokai which inhabit only the dirtiest homes and public baths. They are about the size of a child or a small adult, though they generally appear much smaller due to their hunching posture. Akaname have a mop of greasy, slimy hair on the tops of their heads. Their bodies are naked and their skin is greasy like their hair. Dang, why are we burning it? Akaname come in many colors and varieties, ranging from a dark mottled green, reminiscent of mold, to the ruddy pink of bed sores. They come in both one-eyed and two-eyed varieties, and can have anywhere from 1 to 5 fingers and toes. All Akaname have an extremely long, sticky tongue. They use this to lap up the slime, grease, hair, and other filth found in bathhouses and behind toilets. Behavior. Like cockroaches, rats, lice, and other pests, Akaname detest clean, well-kept homes. They only appear where the owners show a complete lack of sanitary discipline. Akaname are shy and stay clear of humans, scattering in the light like cockroaches. They spread disease, so it's a good idea to keep bathrooms and houses clean enough that Akaname do not wish to settle down. So these are just homeless goblins that eat garbage. Yeah, I guess so. It sounds pretty gross. I don't know what they really gain from this. I guess it's just how they live. And the only, I guess, disadvantage people have is that they spread disease. So, keep your house clean. Sounds like Trump. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's not get political here. Okay. Moving on to what the book says. The Abu Raname, what it calls in the book versus the website, don't live like a grub. Got it. Right. I guess that's motivation enough. The Abu Raname is a demon seldom seen in Japanese visual arts. It's not featured in any of Toriyami Seiken's books, nor is a part of the canon of demons in depictions of night parades. It also does not appear regularly in the hand scrolls that show an assortment of demons. However, it is included in a collection of monsters by an unknown artist in the archives of the Minneapolis Institute of Art and in pictures of 100 spirits in the collection of Oha Shobo. The Abaraname is a characteristically modeled after a woman with long flowing hair, pointy ears. Sorry, let me go back to the picture so you can see. Pointy ears and a long red tongue who is dressed in a simple robe. In his illustrations of another demon horde from past and present, Sekin included a demon by the name of Abura Akako, which takes the form of a boy. When the demon enters a house, it licks the oil of lamps. That behavior is undoubtedly applicable to the Aburaname, as well as since its name literally means oil liquor, and the few existing portraits show it with a long tongue poking out as if licking something. Oil was a daily necessity in pre-modern Japan, and it is therefore not surprising that demons related to oil would emerge in the pantheon of supernatural creatures. It's very interesting how the website has very, very different information than the book. I guess that just goes to show that different sources are always going to tell you different things. That's roadkill. I don't know why that's there. Sorry. But yeah. Interesting. Interesting or disgustingly terrifying? Why not both? Okay. The next one is called Akagashira or Kiyu. It's known as the Redhead Demon. Let's see if Kiyu pops up. Fair. So I'm not seeing any red hair. Let's try again. I love this one. One of my oh, okay. It better be on the website then. Let's try its full name. Akagashira. No! Okay, let's try the English name then. Redhead this is interesting. Gone, reduced to atoms. Why is it not in here? Let's just try redhead. What? Oh man. I'm still gonna read it from the book, but like, what the heck? Okay, let's just open up a new tab and find the picture then. Akagashira? Okay, let's just look at a picture then. God, reduced to atoms. For real, for real. Let's keep this picture up then. Oh, Yokai Wiki. You know, maybe I should keep this website open too then. The Yokai Wiki. Funky little guy, I love him. He looks goofy. In the picture in my book, he looks actually a lot more terrifying. Okay, let's see. The Hand Scroll, a collection of monsters in the collection of the Minneapolis Institute of Art, depicts a wide variety of demons, and among them a rare type named the Kiyu, literally meaning mysterious creature. The same type of hand scroll by Oda Gocho in the collection of Matsui Bunko in Yatsushiro City, Kumamoto Prefecture, features a very similar looking demon, which is here named Akagashira, literally meaning redhead. The name Akagashira is clearly derived from the demon's appearance, its dominant feature being long, bushy red hair resembling flames. In both portraits, the demon has big eyes, a large nose, a wide red mouth with fangs, and a short, stumpy body with clawed feet and hands. On its chest are 6 parallel horizontal wavy lines. The nature of these lines, as well as the rest of the demon's physical appearance, is unknown, since it has not yet been determined what this monster does. Oh, that was one sentence, sorry. The names assigned to demons in these picture hand scrolls were regionally influenced, and it is quite likely that the Akagashira is included in other demon hand scrolls, but under different names. Ah, I see. So, different names means it could be on the Yokai website, but under a different name. Hee hee. Yeah. Looks pretty silly, and from what I read, not really a threat to people, so that's good. Wonder what name, right? I tried everything the book told me, like its name, Akagashira, Kiyo, Redhead Demon, and it didn't show up on the website. So at least the Yokai Wiki has it, right? That's good. Wow. I think that's the one we just read about, the Akaname. Stinky, nasty, filthy. Oh well. He literally is quite here to vibe. Oh my god. Okay. The next one we have is Akaguchi or Akashita, known as the red mouth or red tongue demon. Akaguchi. Oh my god, what the heck? Let's try this one. Akashita. Wow. What the heck? Okay, one more. Let's try. Red tongue? Um, is this one. So, there was no space in the book. It was all one word. But here, it's two words. That's interesting. Okay. Akashita. Translation, red tongue. Alternate names, Akakuchi, red mouth. Habitat, rice fields and farming villages, commonly found in Tsugaru. Diet, farmers. Oh, dang. If you're a farmer, look out for this thing, okay? Appearance. Akashita is a mysterious spirit which takes the form of a dark cloud with sharp claws and a hairy, bestial face. Its most prominent feature and namesake is the long, bright red tongue that lolls from its mouth. Only the shape of its hairy, monstrous face and long, bestial claws are known. The rest of its body is perpetually hidden inside of the dark, black clouds in which it lives. Behavior. The Akashita appears during the summer months when rain and water are at their highest demand. To ensure a successful growing season. Why do I keep doing that? I read the sentences weird. Okay. They are agents of retribution, primarily known as punishers in water disputes. Because plenty of water is essential for keeping rice paddies flooded, Japan's farmlands are interlaced with an intricate series of interconnected aqueducts and canals meant to deliver water to all of the farmers equally. In times of drought, however, a wicked farmer may open up the sluice gates and drain his neighbor's water into his own field. Such a serious crime can cost a family its livelihood, and water bandits face the violent wrath of their neighbors. Some clever water thieves are never caught and may think they've gotten away with their crime. But then the Akashita appears and drains the water from the water thief's field and snatches them up with its long red tongue. This one kind of reminds me of Krako from Kirby. Oh, I don't know about that character, but if it's anything like this, it must be scary. Big and scary. Okay, well, let's read from the book. Oh, Cal just showed me a picture. It's like round and spiky. Oh. Okay. Okay, nope. Rengar's not done with his hairball yet. Are you done? Okay, he's done. He's good, he's good. Nothing came out, he was just coughing. Okay, let's read some more. The demon Akaguchi, literally meaning red mouth, is also known as Akashita, literally meaning red tongue. Both names clearly derive from the demon's red mouth or red tongue, common in demon picture hand scrolls, where he is depicted with a wide open mouth. He has sharp fangs and claws, as well as a hairy face, but the rest of his body cannot be seen since it is always hidden behind dark clouds. In illustrations of a demon horde's night parade, Toriyami Sekin shows this beast hovering over a floodgate used to irrigate rice fields. It remains unclear as to what exactly this demon Akaguchi does, but one explanation is that he could be related to Onmyodo, an esoteric cosmological belief system that developed in Japan and was institutionalized in the imperial court until 1870, when it was prohibited as superstition under Emperor Meiji. Onmyodo knows of a god written with the same characters but read as Shakuzetsu-jin. Every sixth day, meaning on a day of bad luck, he sends out a demon god to protect the western gate of Jupiter. Other theories connect Akaguchi with farming and controlling the water flow through the gates, or believe that its name is a metaphor for not being able to keep one's mouth shut, thereby causing all kinds of trouble. I'm guessing everyone could hear Sissy meowing because Cal laughed. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay. A little bit. That's fine. Oh, this next one's kind of cute. It's called Amabiko, also known as Sea Lad. What? Sea Lad? Amabiko. Oh, we have Amabiko, we have Yamabiko. Okay. I think it's this one. It looks so derpy. It looks so freaking derpy. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. What is that? What is that? It's a sea lad. It's so chill. Okay. Translation unknown. Great. Varies from place to place depending on the kanji used. Alternate names: Amabiko Nyudo, habitat oceans. Appearance: Amabiko are mysterious yokai which emerge from the sea to deliver prophecies. They look and ape-like with protruding mouths, large round eyes, and big ears. Their bodies are covered in thick, long hair. They are usually said to have 3 legs, although some sightings of 4-legged Amabiko have been reported. Behavior: very little is known about Amabiko, as they have only appeared a few times in history, and only briefly. They live in the seas around Japan and have been spotted in Kyushu as well as along the Sea of Japan. Of Japan coast. All Amabiko sightings follow the same pattern. An Amabiko emerges from the sea and delivers a prophecy. It foretells a period of bountiful harvest, followed by a period of disaster and disease. It instructs people to copy its image to use as protection against disease, then it disappears. Origin: during the latter half of the 19th century, Japan experienced a number of severe epidemics. It was believed that evil spirits were responsible for spreading disease, and that an effective way to keep them away was to display pictures of powerful good spirits. During this time, there were a large number of sightings of prophetic savior yokai, all of whom fall into the same pattern as Amabiko. These yokai appear briefly, present a prophecy, and then vanish. Newspapers circulated their stories along with illustrations of the yokai for people to hang in their homes as protective charms. Other famous soothsaying yokai include Amabi, Hakutaku, Honingame, Jinjahime, and Kudan. Of these, Amabi's story and physical description are so similar to Amabiko's that it has been suggested that they may actually be the same yokai. Amabi may have been created as a result of confusing between the characters ko and I, which look similar in handwritten script. Amabiko's name has been written using a number of different kanji combinations, so the meaning varies from place to place. Nun boy, heavenly boy, sea boy, sunlight child have all been used to write its name. However, Amabiko is usually written phonetically rather than with kanji, So the meaning of its name remains vague. That's very interesting. I didn't expect there to be like, so much to say about this this derpy little guy, I know, right? Like, what? Anyways, oh, actually, this is, okay. I read like one word from the book and I was like, okay, now I'm actually really interested, so let's see. And I was actually thinking about it while I was reading this on the website. I was thinking, if it like comes to warn and brings prophecies, I wonder if it had anything to do with something happening in what, 2020 or was it 2019? How long ago was COVID? Anyway, connected lore to another yokai is certainly surprisingly. Yeah. The Amabiko is a sea demon that rarely appears in Japanese folklore, either in text or images. 2020? Yeah, I thought so. Thank you. It seems to be a fairly new demon because the oldest records date from the 1840s. The Amabiko was never popular in Japan and was relatively unknown until the COVID-19 pandemic struck and it surfaced on social media in the spring of 2020. Wow, if I had just kept reading a little bit more, I would have seen that. Because it was believed to be able to ward off plagues. However, all the historic records say about this demon is that while it can predict plagues, it cannot prevent or eradicate them. In the few extant portraits, Amabiko's appearance is inconsistent apart from being visualized. This is funny. Visualized as a tripod with a head attached to legs, but without arms. Portraits of Amabiko somewhat resemble an ape, with its entire body covered in hair that can sometimes reach the ground. The print from 1846 shows it more like a mermaid with a bird-like face, long hair, and a body covered with scales, terminating in 3 tails. It is named here Amabi, which seems to be a misspelling of Amabiko. That's very interesting. Okay. Well, this silly little guy, he brings us prophecies and warned the Japanese people of COVID. Well, tried to, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Next we have Ame Ona, also known as Rain Woman. I think I almost put her in my game, but I think I decided a different Ona, a different woman. Oh right, it was Kuchisake Ona, that's who it was. Okay. Ame Ona, translation, Rain Woman. Alternate names, Ame Onba. How come? I don't know. I think, yeah, because of her diet, possibly rain or children. That's not really scary, I guess, for the what I was going for in my game, because all the characters are adults. So, she didn't really pose a threat to them. That's why. But Kuchisake Ona, I'll just show you her real quick. She's also known as the slit mouth woman, you might know. Oh, Kuchisake Ona. She has like a webcomic or something. It was like you scroll down the page and then bam, jump scare. But this is her. She asks you, "Am I pretty?" And if you say yes, she's like, "Well, you can look like me too." And she cuts your mouth and you die. Or you say no and she kills you, because why would you say no? Okay. back to Ameona. Her habitat is dark streets and alleys, formerly clouds and holy mountains. Diet unknown, possibly rain or children. Rip myth. She's very pretty. Oh goodness. Her appearance. Ame-ona are a class of yokai that appear on rainy days and nights. Hey, it rained here today. Hee hee. They summon rain wherever they go and are blamed for kidnapping and spiriting away children. They appear as depraved, haggish women soaked with rainwater. They lick the rain off of their hands and arms like wild animals. Behavior. Ame-ona are related to minor rain deities. Unlike the gods, however, Ame-ona are not benevolent. Though the rains they bring might save a village in drought or bring fortune to farmers, they have a more sinister purpose. Under the cover of the rain, Ame-ona wander the villages looking for newborn girls. If they should find a child born that night, they'd snatch it and carry it off into the darkness, spiriting it away to another world. Mothers who have their baby snatched away sometimes transform into Ame-onas themselves out of grief and despair. Having lost their minds, these transformed women roam the streets at night with large sacks, hoping to replace what was stolen. They sneak into houses where crying children can be heard and steal them away from their homes into the night. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing today? Origin. Ame-ona go back to the ancient folk religions of Japan and China. The rains were said to be brought by benevolent gods and goddesses who lived as clouds by morning and as rain by night, forever traveling between heaven and earth. Legend has it that some of these rain-bringing goddesses became corrupted and devolved into evil yokai. They abandoned their divinity to live among mortals and prey upon them. Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. I'm wonderful. Hope you are doing amazing. I am. Thank you so much. A good yokai? If she wants to be, I guess. Yeah. My eyes are open again. I don't know if they were open at all during that, but I can see, I promise. But my eyes are gonna get closed again because I have to look down to read my book. So sad, but it's okay. I still love this new model so much. So much. It's so cute. I love it. Okay, let's get back to reading then. According to Toriyama Sekin's supplement to a demon horde from past and present, which dates from 1781, the concept for Ame-ona, the rain woman, originated in China. Ilya? Ilya? Sekin refers to the book Rhapsody on Gaoting, usually attributed to Song Yu, which retells the amorous affairs of King Huai of Chu with female divinities. You look peaceful while you read. I look like I doze off in the middle of stream when my eyes are closed. She also inspired many popular anime characters like Julia from Fairy Tail. What? I've never seen Fairy Tail, but now I want to watch it just because of that. What the heck? That's awesome. Asleep on Mount Fuzan, King Huai dreams of loving a divine maiden who then leaves him with the words, I'll be a cloud in the morning and rain in the evening. The four-character idiom, morning cloud, evening rain, became synonymous with a secret affair between a man and a woman. But since there is no indication of King they spelled his name different, or maybe it's a typo. It's Hsuai. Hsuai. I'm just gonna keep calling him Huai. Hui? Huai? I don't know. Definitely not Hui, that's a league champion. Huai, divine maiden being a demon. Sakine might have just invented this connection to the Ame Ona or made her up. Compared with Yuki Onna, the snow woman, visualizations of Ame Ona are very rare. However, one captivating image is by Uragawa Yoshiku in his series 100 Stories, printed in 1890. He modeled it after an earlier painting he had done of a ghost looking through a window. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a typo. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, next up we have Bake Koi, also known as monster carps. You're kidding! Okay, what if we do the English name? So I don't think it's that one. Oh, this one looks terrifying. The Kurobozu. Oh, good lord, that looks a bit, yeah. Okay. I don't. Let me check these two. Fish person? No, I don't think that's. No. Okay, let's check this one. Where is it? Okay. Bake Koi. What? Really? What? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's just do this then. Oh my why is it all I'm scared. Why is it all blurred? Okay, let's leave, let's go. Let's not stay. Well, we'll just leave that like that, and I'll just read from the book. Portal, this dream is wild! No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was blurred out. We don't know what it was, okay? We don't know for sure what it was, okay? So let's just look past it, and let's just keep reading, okay? That was really funny though. Okay. Nah. Good lord. Okay. Monster carps or bakekoi appear in Japanese legends in connection with two unnaturally strong boys, Oniwakamaru and Kintaro. Oniwakamaru, literally meaning young ogre boy, later became famous under the name Masashibo Benki. Benki became a Yamabushi, a Buddhist ascetic who worshipped mountains and had enormous strength. He went on to serve the celebrated military genius Minamoto not Yoshi, guys, not Yoshi. Yoshitsune? Tsune? Yeah, that one. Okay. According to legend, Oniwakamaru was born with long hair and teeth following an extended pregnancy said to have lasted from 18 months to 3 years and 3 months. Good lord. Yoshi's son? Yoshitsune? Yeah, Yoshitsune. Tune? 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 Sune? Okay, I can't read, guys. I cannot read. I'm reading, but I can't read. Okay. Okay. Um, to 3 years and 3 months, depending on the version of the legend referred to. Unable to control his violent behavior, he had to leave the Buddhist monastery Enryakuji on Mount Hiei, northeast of Kyoto. The episode with the giant carp occurred during Oniwakamaru's childhood. One day after his mother had not returned from collecting firewood, he searched everywhere for her and eventually came to the Bishamon waterfall, which was known to be a place where people often disappeared. After waiting there for 3 days, Oniwakamaru finally saw something in the water. He jumped into the water and struggled fiercely with a giant golden carp. After succeeding in killing it, Oniwakamaru dragged the carp ashore and cut open its belly, where he discovered pieces of clothing from his missing mother. He realized that the giant carp had eaten her. Oniwakamaru's fight with the carp was a popular motif in woodblock prints of the 19th century. The artist Katsukawa Shunte. Oh, this is taking up a lot of pages actually. There's a lot about this. Holy moly. Okay. Totoyo Hokke, Uragawa Hiroshige, Uragawa Kuniyoshi, and Tsukioka Yoshitoshi each designed at least one version of Oniwakamaru holding the sword he used to kill the carp. According to legend, the other mythical and exceptionally strong wild boy, Kintaro, or the Golden Boy, also had an encounter with a giant carp, Kintaro, who was also known by the name Kaido Maru, is said to have wrestled a giant carp with his bare hands. He was the son of the imperial officers Sakata Kurenado from Kyoto. After Kurenado fell from grace, he committed suicide and his wife, Yegiri, who was pregnant, went back to her hometown to give birth. She decided not to return to Kyoto, but to raise Kintaro in isolation on Mount Ashigara in today's Fuji Hakone Izu National Park, where she became a mountain hag. Dang. Not only was Kintaro's body red, but he became exceptionally strong. He was also able to communicate with animals like boars and bears. He came to the notice of the military commander Minamoto Yorimitsu in the course of a hunting trip, who recruited him into his service, where he was renamed Sakata Kintoki. He became one of Yorimitsu's closest allies and a member of his 4 heavenly kings. Wow. So really, all the information we have is that there's been different stories about 2 strong boys that killed these giant carps. The giant carps themselves, I guess, they eat people. So that's their threat. Their diet is humans apparently. But really in the book it was just saying like, well, they kind of got killed. some of them got killed by these boys because these boys are strong. So that was interesting though. I don't know what I would do if I saw a giant carp. Probably stay very far away from it. Okay, next up is Bakeneko. 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 Like my visual novel, Bakeneko's Curse. Hee hee. I'll play it on stream one day. It sounds really familiar, like it references something, but I can't put my name on it. Oh, here's the cats. Yeah, aren't they so cute? Okay, checking on my model again. Hello, hello. Wee. Okay. Bakeneko. Translation: monster cat or ghost cat. Habitat: towns and cities. Diet: carnivorous. So fish, birds, small animals, and occasionally humans. Appearance: cats, feral and domestic, are all over Japan. They are in houses as pets, on farms as exterminators, or in cities and towns as strays. Like many of Japan's animals, when cats live to an old age, they develop supernatural powers and transform into yokai. Bakeneko begin their supernatural life looking almost identical to an ordinary house cat. Soon they begin to walk about on their own hind legs. As they age and their powers increase, they can grow large indeed, up to the size of a full-grown human. Behavior: Bakeneko possess great shape-shifting abilities and disguise themselves as smaller cats or humans, sometimes even taking the shape of their own masters. Many learn to speak human languages. While in disguise, they are known to dress up as humans with towels wrapped around their heads. In this form, Bakeneko dance around merrily. While this sounds frivolous and even cute, Bakeneko are a menace to any house they live in or near. They can eat things that are much bigger than they are, and can even consume poisonous things without difficulty. It is possible for a Bakeneko to eat its own master and then assume his form, living in his place. If they do not directly kill their owners, they can bring down great curses and misfortune. They can summon ghostly fireballs and are known to accidentally start house fires, their tails acting like torches, igniting any flammable material in the house. Bakeneko also have the disturbing ability to reanimate fresh corpses and use them like puppets for their own nefarious purposes. Writing this down in my notes. Totally not making a lol OC based off this. I think Bakeneko are like one of my top 5 favorite yokai for sure. They're just so interesting, and I don't know. I like them enough to make it the main thing of my visual novel. So origin: Bakeneko can come into being as a result of a number of things, but the most common reasons are by being long-lived, over 13 years old, growing to a certain size, over 3.75 kilograms, or by licking up large quantities of lamp oil. A telltale sign that a cat may be close to becoming a Bakeneko is believed to be an exceptionally long tail. The older and wiser a cat gets, the longer its tail becomes. This superstition led to the custom of bobbing cats' tails at an early age to prevent them from transforming into yokai. That's so valid. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I love them. They're great. Okay, I think there's multiple pages on Bakeneko as well. Like, one, two, three, four pages? No, just three. 3 pages, but, the pictures are really big, so probably won't be too much longer for this one. Uh, Actually, the second page is literally just pictures, so actually it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, just 3 pages, but very, very many pictures, and they look nothing like what's here. So I'm gonna look and see if better pictures are on this website. Eh, that's better, I guess. Okay. Bakeneko, also known as supernatural cats. Japanese folklore is replete with supernatural cats or bakeneko that are ill-natured. Furrified. For real. Cats are naturally suited to be superstitious. Oh, sorry. Cats are naturally suited to superstitious belief because they have sharp claws and teeth. They often have a wild disposition. They can also be soundless, and they are nocturnal. Monster cats can take a human form, lick lamp oil, and kill humans born in the year of the rat. Oh, that's not something the website said, huh? Being born in the year of the rat? Y'all better watch out. I'm the year of the goat, so I think Cal might be in trouble. Okay. Cat and rat du dupoly? du duology? Oh my gosh. Okay. Across Japan, such beliefs are widespread, and some were adapted into kabuki plays. The Nabeshima cat refers to the legend surrounding the second feudal lord of Saga, Nabeshima Mitsushige, who was angry with an opponent in a board game and ordered him to commit ritual suicide. Broken-hearted at the loss of her son, the mother wait. Where does it pick up again? It goes broken-hearted at the loss of her son, the mother of... Oh, I see. I found it. Okay, I found it. Fighting for my life out here. It's okay. No fighting needs to be done. We're all safe here. The mother of the loser shares her grief with her cat and then commits suicide. The cat licks the mother's blood and becomes a bakeneko who haunts Mitsushige night after night until she gets killed by one of his retainers. In 1853, the playwright Segawa Joko III incorporated this legend into a kabuki play. The play was very short-lived, however, because the then Lord of Saga demanded it be banned. As a result, people became even more interested in this legend. A bakeneko is a popular character in plays categorized as ghost stories from the 53 stations, which are set along the Tokaido, Japan's most vital road that connected Edo, today's Tokyo, with Kyoto. The bakeneko first appeared in 1827. In the play Hitori Tabi Gojusan Tsuki, written by Tsuruya Nanboku IV, A bake neko emerges from the cat stone, which can be located near several different post stations depending on the version of the story. Here it is at Mariko in the play Ume no Haru Gojusansugi from 1835 and in Onoe Kikugoro Ichidai Banashi from 1847. It is at Shirasuka in Azuma Kudari Gojusansugi from 1854. It is at Kyoto, and in Tokaido Iroha Nikki from 1861. It is at Okazaki. According to legend, the stone resembles a cat lying down and was once a bakeneko that had tormented people. In Kabuki theater, the cat stone ghost comes back to life and is essentially defeated by a hero. Visualizations of bakeneko tend to show a gigantic, life-threatening cat in the background. Kabuki prints sometimes also depict the bakeneko in the sky, flying in front of dark clouds. And that's it. That's all we have for the bakeneko. Next we have the Biwa Boku Boku, also known as the dancing lute head demon. Here it is. Literally a biwa on its head. Well, it is its head actually. Translation takes its name from a particular legendary biwa. Appearance: a biwa is a kind of lute, frequently used to sing stories and poems. The biwa Boku Boku is a biwa that has grown a human body and is dressed like a blind priest wielding a cane. Behavior: a biwa of extremely fine construction, upon reaching an advanced age, transforms into the self-playing biwa instrument known as biwa Boku Boku. This musical tsukumogami wanders playing music in the street for money. Origin: these tsukumogami get their name from a legendary biwa named Bokuba. This magnificent instrument was said to magically play on its own when nobody was looking. And not just any music, Bokuba played most beautiful enough to charm even an oni. Wow, okay. So for this one, just one page. Honestly, just 2 paragraphs actually. Am creashed? Creashed? Nani? What do you mean? Okay. The Biwa Boku Boku belongs to the Tsukumogami, literally meaning tool spirit, a special group of demons that are embedded in household items like kitchenware or tools. Toriyama Sekin included this demon in his book, A Futile Bag of Illustrations of a Hoard of Utensils, from 1784, and he may have even invented it. Sekin shows the Biwa Boku Boku as an anthropomorphic being with a biwa, a short-necked wooden lute, as its head, wearing an old kimono. It appears in instruments that have not been used in a long time, performing a noisy revenge dance through inhabited houses. In the visual arts, it usually appears in depictions of demon night parades, along with other instrument tsukumogami such as the koto furunushi. Okay. Very interesting yokai, huh? very interesting. I mean, imagine if you had an instrument in your house that you haven't played in a very long time, and then all of a sudden one day it's just playing itself because it's like, it's mad that you haven't played it, man. So just do it. Just play your instrument and it won't be mad at you. Okay. Oh, this one looks cool. It's called Daija. Daija. Monster Snakes. Oh. Oh, yeah, this is it. It has a different name, too. This one is also known as Uwabami. Translation: Giant Snake, Great Serpent. Alternate names: Orochi or Daija. Habitat is wilderness. Diet: carnivorous, very fond of alcohol. Gluttonous. Oh my. Oh, stream crashed for me, but I'm back. Welcome back. So sorry it crashed for you. I hope you didn't miss too much. But it's okay if you did, because we're still reading. Uwabami are enormous spirits. Serpents. Oh my god. How did I misread that? Okay. Apart from their incredible size, they closely resemble ordinary snakes. They make their homes in the wilderness far from civilization. Just like me for Stop it. Stop it. Behavior. Ooh. Ooh. Gosh, I can't. The ooh bomby. Uwabami's most notable feature is their appetite. They are capable of eating things that are much larger than their bodies, and in quantities that seem like more than they should be able to eat. They are also extremely fond of drinking and can consume huge quantities of sake. Like many animals, snakes are believed to have a variety of magical powers. They can shapeshift into various objects and creatures, including humans. They can even control the elements to some extent. Natural disasters such as floods and rock slides are often attributed to Uwabami. Interactions. In addition to eating large volumes of food and alcohol, Uwabami also likes to feed on people. They set up ambushes and assault travelers in mountain passes. Because of their size, they can easily swallow a full-grown human whole, and they often do. However, they are sometimes outsmarted by clever people who live to tell others of what they saw. Origin. Snakes have been a part of Japanese mythology since the earliest times. In parts of their peculiar behaviors, snakes are symbols of life and death and eternal youth. The shedding and regrowing of their skin was viewed as a magical ability. Because they can slip into the tiniest cracks and can penetrate deep, dark places that are inaccessible to humans, they are viewed as tenacious and clever creatures. Because of these traits, snakes have long been considered to be kami or yokai. During different periods of history, they have been referred to as orochi, daija, and uwabami, but all of these refer to the same creature. Just like me! Oh my goodness! Oh my. The name Uwabami has roots going back to archaic Japanese. The first part of the name, Uwa, meant skillful or superior. Gradually, this shifted to a similar sounding word, Uba, which meant great or large. The second part of the name is from an archaic word for snake, Bami. This word derives from the word for eating bamu, which refers both to the snake's fondness for biting and its ability to eat things that appear much larger than it. So Uwabami were skillful eaters, which over time became giant snakes. Another linguistic point of interest is that the word Uwabami also has the colloquial meaning of heavy drinker. Just like myth. sorry. The reason for this is the Uwabami's great love for sake and its ability to drink in far alcohol. Huh? Its ability to drink in far alcohol more than even a creature as large as it should be able to. Sorry, I laughed kind of loud. Legends. A famous tale comes from Onuma Lake in Nagano Prefecture. Long ago, there was an Daija who lived in Onuma Lake. Every year he would transform into an extremely handsome young man and travel to the eastern mountains to view the cherry blossoms. One spring, he spied a beautiful young woman all by herself under the blossoms. The woman was Kurohime, the daughter of Takanashi Masamori, a powerful lord of Shinano province. Kurohime also spied the handsome man who was watching her and found him irresistible. The two became acquainted and soon fell in love. Some time later, the handsome young man paid a visit to the castle of Takanashi Masamori. He introduced himself as the great snake who lives in Onuma Lake, guardian deity of the Shiga Highlands. He explained that he and Kurohime were in love and asked the Lord for her hand in marriage. Masamori immediately snapped that he would never give his daughter to someone that was not human. The young man did not give up and returned day after day to ask for Kurohime's hand in marriage. Finally, the Lord relented and gave his conditions. If you can keep up with me on horseback and complete 7 laps around my castle, I will give you my daughter. The young man eagerly accepted and agreed to return to the castle in a few days for the race. Masamori was not about to let his daughter marry a snake. He devised a plan to kill the creature so it would leave him and his daughter alone forever. He had his servants plant swords in the grass all around the castle. Masamori was an expert rider and knew where the swords were hidden, so he would easily be able to avoid the traps. When the day of the race came, the young man showed up at the castle as promised. The race began, and Takanashi Masamori spurred his horse into action. He was indeed an expert rider, and the young man could not keep up with the Lord. He had to transform back into a snake in order to keep pace with the horse. The swords planted around the castle perimeter pierced and tore the snake's body, but he did not give up. Finally, the Lord and the snake completed their 7 laps. The snake's body was ragged, and rivers of blood flowed from his body. Immediately upon finishing his final lap, the Daija collapsed. Masamori's trap had worked. After some time had passed, the Daija awoke. It looked around, and seeing no body, it realized that Masamori had lied. Trembling with rage, the Daija returned to the Shiga Highlands. It summoned all of its family, servants, and clan members. All of the spirits of the Shiga Highlands arose and summoned a great storm. Rain like the likes of which had never been seen before fell. Onuma Lake swelled in size and burst forth, flooding everything around. All of the villages surrounding the lake were annihilated. Houses were knocked down, fields were flooded and washed away. No human or animals were able to escape destruction. However, the mountains around Takanashi Masamori's castle acted like a shield, and the castle stood firm. Kurohime looked down from the castle and watched the torrent wash away the entire region. She heartbroken when she saw the destruction. Realizing that only she had the power to stop the disaster, she left the castle by herself and traveled down to Onuma Lake. Kurohime threw herself into the flood and was never seen again. When the Daija realized what had happened, it immediately scattered the storm clouds and caused the flood to recede. Onuma Lake shrank back to its original borders. The Daija is still worshipped today as the guardian deity of the Shika Highlands. There is a small shrine called Daija Jinja located near Onuma Lake where this snake is enshrined. Every August, the villagers gather there to perform the Daija Matsuri and remember the story of Kurohime. Wow, that was actually pretty sad. I actually feel really bad for this thing. Well, I feel bad for the one in the story, or yeah, the legend. Oh man, that was sad. Okay, let's read what it says in the book. Japanese folklore contains many giant monster snakes called uwabami or daija. The latter can also be pronounced orochi. Daija can refer to Yamada no Orochi, the mythical eight-headed serpent that is usually visualized as a dragon and is slayed by the god Susanoo no Mikoto. The monster snakes are so huge that it is said they can gulp a man on horseback. Several stories exist about brave warriors killing Daija. In 1806, Takizawa Bakin wrote Strange Records of the Four Heavenly Kings and a Plundering Thief, a novel about a group of four courageous warriors, also known as the Four Heavenly Kings, who assisted Minamoto Yorimitsu. The allies victoriously survived many adventures, among them killing a Tsuchigumo and defeating the ogres Shutendoji and Kidomaru. They also chased the thief Hakamadare Yasusuke, who possessed a magical scroll that has the power to summon a daija. Yorimitsu tries to apprehend Yasusuke by destroying his magic. This is captured in an impressive composition by Uragawa Yoshitsuya. Katsugawa Shunhei depicted Imai Shiro Kanehira, Higuchi Jiro Kanemitsu, and Tezuka Taro Mitsumori wrestling and slaying a daija at a waterfall in the Kiso Mountains, also called the Central Alps. Kanehira and Kanemitsu are two of another set of four heavenly kings that are aligned with the general Minamoto Yoshinaka. Two very different woodblock prints show Saiki Noike Heikuro, a fictional character from the 1821 novel Illustrated Battles of Kusunoki Masatsura, who encounters a daija at the lake of Sayama. The earlier print by Uragawa Kuniyoshi shows Heikuro wrestling with the daija, his bare hands holding open the snake's mouth with its sharp fangs. Tsukioka Yoshitoshi captured the moment when the unsuspecting Heikuro is sitting by the water fishing, completely unaware what danger is eyeing him from below the water. Wow, okay. So, no mention of the legend in the book. This was a really good legend. That was really cool. I still feel really sad about it though. Poor Kurohime and the snake. Their love just was not allowed, unfortunately. Sounds like some dark stuff though. Yeah, for real. Okay. Next one is called Dojoji. Dojoji. Hmm. Okay, what about eh? Oh, yes, it's this one. Okay. Also known as Kiyohime. Translation: Princess Kiyo or Lady Kiyo. Appearance: Kiyohime is one of the most famous antagonists in Japanese literature and an example of a Hanya, a demon woman who has attained the maximum level of power. She appears in the legend of Ankin and Kiyohime, or Princess Kiyo, an ancient tale from Wakayama Prefecture. Versions of the story appear in a number of ancient books. Her tale is retold in the famous snow play Dojoji. Legends. Long ago, during the reign of Emperor Daigo, the young priest named Anjin was traveling from Mutsu to Kumano on pilgrimage. Every year he made the journey, and every year he would lodge at the manor of the Masago no Shoji family. He was an incredibly good-looking young man, and he caught the eye of Kiyohime, the manor lord's daughter. She was a troublesome young girl. Anjin joked to her that if she were a good girl and behaved herself, he would marry her and take her back to Mutsu. Every year, Kiyohime waited for Anjin to come again for his pilgrimage. When she came of age, she reminded him of his promise and asked him to marry her. Anjin, embarrassed that she had taken his word seriously, lied that he would come for her as soon as he finished his pilgrimage. On his return, he avoided the Masago no Shoji manor and headed straight for Mutsu. Dang. When Kiyohime heard of Anjin's deception, she was overcome with grief. She ran after the young priest, barefoot, determined to marry him. Anjin fled as fast as he could, but Kiyohime caught him on the road to the temple Dojoji. There, instead of greeting her, Anjin lied again. He pretended not to know her and protested that he was late for a meeting somewhere else. Kiyohime's sadness turned into furious rage. She attacked, moving to punish the lying priest. Anjin prayed to Kumano Gongen to save him. A divine light dazzled Kiyohime's eyes and paralyzed her body, giving Anjin just enough time to escape. Kiyohime's rage exploded to its limits. The divine intervention had pushed her over the edge. She transformed into a giant, fire-breathing serpent. When Anjin reached the Hidaka River, he paid the boatman and begged him not to allow his pursuer to cross. Then he ran to Dojoji for safety. Ignoring the boatman entirely, Kiyohime swam across the river after Anjin. Seeing the monstrous serpent, the priests of Dojoji hid Anjin inside of the large bronze temple bell. However, Kiyohime could smell Anjin inside. Overcome with rage and despair, she wrapped herself around the bell and breathed fire until the bronze became white hot. She roasted Anjin alive inside the bell. With Anjin dead, the demon Kiyohime threw herself into the river and drowned. Wow. That was a legend. I think he should have just not lied to her. Okay. There's actually there's like one full page about Dojoji Temple, but it still goes to talk about mainly the story of the woman and the man. So let's read. This might be my new favorite. Isn't it so good? Oh my goodness. It's great. Okay. The story about a woman falling in love with a Buddhist monk who rejects her appears for the first time in 11th century texts. It narrates that around the summer of 928, a young woman by the name of Kiyohime encounters a beautiful young monk named Anchin, who is given lodging during his pilgrimage to a distant temple. The woman falls in love with Anchin and crawls into his bed at night, but he declines to touch her since he is committed to his pilgrimage. That's something not mentioned on the website, huh? Instead, Anchin promises to visit her on his return journey. However, he decides not to stop because he wants to avoid her. She is upset when she learns about this and hastily follows him barefooted. Just before reaching Dojoji Temple in today's Wakayama Prefecture, Kiyohime catches up with Anchin. He lies to her again by acting as if she is mistaken and he is, in fact, another person. He then prays and manages to escape from her again. After regaining consciousness, she realizes that she was deceived by Anchin a second time. Anchin crosses Hidaka River and asks the ferryman not to take her over. Outraged, she begins to swim and turns into a demonic dragon serpent, crossing the river while breathing fire. Anchin is aware of the transformation and begs the monks at Dojoji to help him. They hide him under the large bronze temple bell, but the demon, which can smell him, coils around the bell, bangs it loudly, and then incinerates it. Anchin burns to death, and Kiyohime later commits suicide. Several elements differ in the various versions of the story that are known. The name Anchin does not appear until the 14th century, and the name Kiyohime is first mentioned in a theater adaptation from 1742. The young monk is sometimes accompanied by an old monk, and the girl is sometimes a young widow or the daughter of the village mayor. There is also a version where both are reborn and ask the abbot of Dojoji to hold a regular religious service. The legend inspired an immensely popular no play, as well as a kabuki version of it known as Musume Dojoji, which is premiered in Edo, today's Tokyo, in 1753. Tsukioka Yoshitoshi illustrated Kiyohime twice, with a 25-year gap in between. Each time after crossing the river, Kiyohime comes out of the water only half transformed into a serpent. Wow. Okay, that one was good. I like that one a lot, actually. Okay. Next is Enma, King of Hell. So there's a lot, and I don't know which one it is. Let's try this. Oh great, there's still so many. What the heck? Okay, what is it also known as? Maybe let's try Jigoku? Jigoku? Goku? Oh, this should be it. Okay. King of Hell. Yeah, but this one is it seems like it might not be so focused on the king, more so the actual prison and hell itself. My laptop is about to die and I can't find the charger. Oh my god, no! No! Where's the charger? Have you checked the fridge? You're silly. If I randomly DC, PC's just died. Hope you have a wonderful stream. Thank you! And that's fine. If it dies or whatever, or if you have to go, that's okay. I hope you sleep well tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Jigoku. Wait. I'm wondering if this really is the same. Oh well, I'll just read this one and then I'll read the book. Anyways, so it's fine. Jikoku. Translation, Earth Prison, or Hell. Appearance. Souls who are deemed unworthy of rebirth in the 5 upper Buddhist realms find themselves in the worst afterlife of all, Jikoku, or Buddhist Hell. Though it is described as one realm, Jikoku is not just one place. There are countless different hells, which are usually separated into 8 hot hells and 8 cold hells. These are further subdivided into many other smaller planes and demi-planes, more than 64,000 according to some counts, and each one has a uniquely specialized form of punishment and length of stay, tailor-made to the sins of its inhabitants. While there are many different levels of hell in Japanese Buddhism, the general term Jikoku usually refers to the 8 hot hells, also known as the 8 great hells. The 8 great hells are as follows. Tokatsu Jikoku, the reviving hell, is the plane of hell reserved for those who commit the sin of killing. Those who kill without remorse go to this hell, even if the killing of lesser creatures, such as mosquitoes, flies, or ants, unless repented, will cause the soul to go to this hell. In addition, people who were particularly pugilistic in life, and those who died in mutiny or uprisings, will also fall into this hell. Here the ground is ever hot and burning. Denizens of this hell must fight each other with iron claws, tearing each other to pieces. Terrible Oni roam the land, smashing and pulverizing souls with their iron clubs. As soon as a soul dies, a cold breeze blows and it is instantly revived, and must fight to the death again. Souls here experience the pain of being killed countless times, for a lifespan in the reviving hell lasts 500 years. However, time in hell is measured differently than in the world of the living. One day in this hell is equivalent to 500 years in the realm of the 4 heavenly kings, while one day there is equivalent to 50 years on earth. Therefore, a soul in Tokatsu Jikoku must continue this punishment for over 1.6 trillion human years. Good lord. I'm never killing a mosquito ever again. Gokujo Jikoku. The hell of black threads is reserved for those who have not only killed but also committed the sin of theft. Here, Oni knock the souls onto the hot ground and mark lines on their body with black threads. Then, using axes and saws, the bodies are hacked to pieces along the markings made by the threads. Others are made to carry heavy piles of hot iron across a tight rope suspended over a giant frying pan. When the victims fall, they are boiled and hacked to pieces in the pan. One lifespan here lasts 1,000 years. However, a day in this hell is equivalent to 1,000 years in the realm of Toriten, while one day in Toriten is equivalent to 100 years in the human realm. This works out to about 13.3 trillion human years. Good lord, that's a lot. Okay. Shugo Jigoku, the crushing hell, is reserved for sinners who have killed, stolen, and also committed the sin of lewdness. The suffering here is 10 times greater than that of Gokujo Jigoku. Denizens here are crushed repeatedly between mountains of iron, being pulverized into a bloody jelly. When the mountains separate, life is restored and the process begins again. Trees with razor-like leaves dot the landscape, and beautiful men and women beckon to the souls from the treetops. The lustful inhabitants climb the trees, slicing their bodies up in the process, and when they reach the treetops, the beautiful men and women reappear at the bottom of the trees, beckoning them back down. As blood and severed organs spout from the bodies, giant demons and beasts rush in to gobble of their entrails and pound the souls into a bloody mush. Fellators have their tongues stretched out and nailed to their ears. Pedophiles have molten copper pumped into their booties until it pours out of their mouths. Oh, this one's not good. Homosexuals see their lovers covered in flames and are forced to embrace them, only to be burned and torn into pieces themselves. I don't like that one. That's a really, really bad one. That one shouldn't exist. Okay, anyway, moving on. Souls remain here for 2,000 years. However, one day here lasts 2,000 years in the realm of Yamaten, and one day in Yamaten lasts 200 years. Thus, a lifetime here is equivalent to over 106 trillion human years. Oh my gosh. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Kyokan Jigoku. The screaming hell is for murderers, thieves, leechers, and alcoholics. The suffering here is 10 times stronger than in the previous hell. Here, sinners are thrown into boiling pots or locked up in iron chambers and roasted by oni. Those who committed crimes while drunk have their mouths wrenched open and molten iron is poured into their bellies. The cries of anguish and the denizens only serve to anger the oni further, and they fire arrows at the souls or bash them with iron clubs to make them stop, at which point they only revive and resume their suffering. One lifetime here lasts 4,000 years, of which one day is equal to 4,000 years in Toso Suten, of which one day is equal to 400 human years. Thus, a condemned soul will spend over 852 trillion years in Kyoken Jigoku. Daikyoken Jigoku, the hell of great screaming, contains murderers, thieves, debauchers, drunks, and liars. The suffering inflicted here is 10 times worse than in the previous hell. Here, the tongues of the damned are pierced with iron nails and stretched and torn from their bodies, after which they grow back and are immediately pierced and torn again. This continues for 8,000 years, one day of which equals 8,000 years in Karakuten, where one day is equivalent to 800 human years. The damned in Daikyokan Jigoku suffer for an equivalent of roughly 6.8 quadrillion years. Jonetsu Jigoku, the burning hell, contains killers, robbers, combine that word with the next word. Perverts, drunkards, liars, and those who have held thoughts or beliefs contrary to Buddhist teachings. Here, the tortured souls are beaten with red-hot iron clubs. They have hot skewers thrust through their mouths and out their and are broiled over a great sea of fire. A lifespan in this hell lasts 16,000 years, one day of which equals 16,000 years in Takechi Zaiten, where one day is equivalent to 1,600 years on Earth. A damned soul here spends the equivalent of 5.4 quadrillion human years. Daijonetsu Jigoku, the hell of great burning, is much the same as Jonetsu Jigoku, only much hotter. The suffering here is equivalent to 10 times more than all of the higher hells combined. This plane of hell is reserved for sinners who have committed all of the crimes listed previously, in addition to physical crimes against Buddhist clergy. For example, doing something really bad to a nun. The screams of the tortured souls here are so terrible that they can be heard up to 24,000 miles away. The power of this hell is so great that those who are to be sentenced here begin to feel their suffering up to 3 days before they actually die. The punishment on this level of hell lasts one half of an Entakaralpa, a unit of time in Indian cosmology that is so unfathomably long that it defies mathematical description. Mugen Jigoku, the hell of uninterrupted suffering, is the 8th and the deepest circle of hell. It is reserved for the worst of the worst, murderers of their own parents, killers of saints, those who have betrayed every single Buddhist precept. The souls down here are so hungry and thirsty that they tear apart their own bodies and drink their own blood in a useless attempt to ease their suffering. Words literally cannot describe how awful this hell is. If Mugen Jigoku were ever accurately described, both the reader and the writer would die from the sheer horror of it. It is so deep that it takes 2,000 years of falling non-stop at terminal velocity for a soul to descend all the way into this hell. Some say that those who are sent here never come back, while others say that the term of punishment here lasts one full Enterakalpa, after which the soul may reincarnate again. Although even after a soul is finally released from this hell, its punishment is said to continue on into its next lives. Interactions. Because Jigoku is so terrible and the Buddha is so merciful, the tortured souls in Jigoku are allowed a few more trials like the ones they received in Nato, to see whether they can be released from hell earlier or not, or at least have their existence upgraded to a less torturous one. On specific days, Buddhist memorial services are held by the deceased surviving relatives. While the specifics of what happens in Jigoku vary between different Buddhist traditions, this is one explanation of the trials. 100 days after death marks the first trial in Jigoku. These trials are not so much judgments as the soul is already being tortured in hell. They are more like appeals, where the soul and his or her still living family get to appeal to the gods and the Buddhas for one more chance at salvation. During the first of these trials, the soul is brought before King Byodo, whose true form is Kennen Bosatsu, also known as Guanyin or Avalokitesvara in English. On the 1-year anniversary of the death, the soul is once again brought to trial. This time the judge is King Toshi, whose true form is Seishi Bosatsu or Mahastamaprapta. Mahastamaprapta. On the second year anniversary of one's death, the beginning of the third year after death, the soul is granted another chance for salvation by trial. King Godo Tenrin, whose true form is Amida Nyorai or Amitabha, presides over this judgment. In Chinese Buddhism, this 10th trial is the last chance for salvation. However, in some forms of Japanese Buddhism, the soul still gets 3 more chances for salvation from Jikoku. The next trial occurs 6 years after death and is presided over King Renge, whose true form is Ashuku Nyorai or Akshoboya. Akshobya. Another trial occurs 12 years after death and is presided over by King Gion, whose true form is Dainichi Nyorai or Vairocana. The 13th and final trial occurs 32 years after death. This last trial is presided over by King Yokai, whose true form is Kokuzo Bosatsu or Akasagarba. Those who fail all 3 of these final tests, either through their own faults or from lack of prayers by their living relatives, are damned to remain in hell for a very, very long time before they can be reborn into one of the 5 other realms. Origin. Like Meido, the Japanese concept of Jikoku derives from Chinese Buddhism, specifically the concept of Diyu, which is in turn derived from the Indian Buddhist concept of Naraka. After being imported to Japan from China, it developed other uniquely Japanese features, although it never merged with the native Shinto concept of hell, Yomi. Oh my gosh, that was so much. That was a lot to read. I think after I read what's in the book, I might just end stream. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I've been going for 2 hours and 5 minutes now. Okay, not bad. I will finish this, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So, let's get through this last, I guess, yokai, I don't know. Maybe, let's just call it hell then. Don't know if it's technically a yokai. Okay. So in the book, it's actually talking more so about Enma, who is the king of hell, rather than hell itself. Enma, also known as Yama in Sanskrit, is the king of hell. In Hinduism and Buddhism, presiding over hell, he is considered to be the deity who will judge people's behavior when they die. But hell is not eternal, and if judged favorably, a dead person will be rewarded with a good future life or even with revival in the previous life. Judged unfavorably, the deceased will be sentenced to painful suffering in hell or to a dismal future life. Like Yan, the Chinese version of Enma, he is visualized in Japan as a large man with a beard who wears the traditional robe of a Chinese judge, including a cap or crown bearing the character for king. He is usually accompanied by demonic attendants that support him in the judging process or are otherwise of assistance to him. Sometimes he is portrayed courting a beautiful woman who could be Jikoku Dayu, a high-ranking courtesan by the name of Hell. In the book Kyosai's treatise on painting, Kawanabe Kyosai, who created several paintings and prints featuring Jingoku, included such an odd couple. Enma holds an umbrella and is trying to provide some sort of shelter from rain to a beautiful young woman, while she wears several layers of clothing. However, her hair is not adorned with the many hairpins and combs that would identify her as a courtesan of high rank. Tsukioka Yoshitoshi created a powerful image of what Enma's judging would look like. Taira Kiyomori was the leader of the influential Taira clan of samurai after his father's death, and he fought many battles and intrigues at court, at the cost of many lives. At the end of his own life, he was struck down by an inexplicable fever, which in modern medicine has been theorized as being caused by a streptococcal infection. Kiyomori suffered from visions, such as seeing the skulls of the dead that he was responsible for in his garden. Yoshitoshi captured an emaciated Kiyomori in the center, identified by his Buddhist name Daijo Nyudo Jokai. On the right, his second wife, Tokiko, and their son, Munemori, are praying for him. Behind Kiyomori, separated by a layer of flames, is a grim-looking, majestic Enma, flanked by a judge and a demon. A very different view of Enma, one that is not at all majestic, is provided by Yoshitoshi in a rather comical portrait of Asahina Saburo Yoshihide, based on the kabuki adaptation of this legendary warrior. Asahina, who is said to have had supernatural strength, grabs Enma by the scruff of his neck. Ignoring whatever verdict Enma was about to pronounce, Asahina forces his way out of hell. Whew. And that's it. That's it for today. I had so much fun reading about yokai. Oh my goodness, this was great. This was great. I loved it so much, and you know, I seriously didn't even make like any kind of difference in this book. Like, there's still so many pages to get through. Great stream once again, Honey Bun. I'm proud of you. Thank you, Honey Bear. I love you. I love you so much. Okay. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of stream today. Thank you everyone for coming out and watching, and thank you anyone who's lurking. Yeah, I was just super happy today. Super happy. But yeah, next time I stream, I honestly might just keep reading this. It's so good. Okay, well, good night everybody. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're from. I'm probably gonna sleep soon or bother Cal a bit. But yeah,